Go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our monthly meeting about UI Suite initiative. So everybody here know what is UI Suite already. There is no new faces. So let's move to the agenda. Like the previous meetings, we will talk about some shared subject in all the initiative modules, and then specific subject to each module and team. So we are still thinking about the new module to add to UI Suite. Nothing new, but if you want to participate to the brainstorming, feel free to contact me and Florent. The new subject is the Drupal Core Project browser. As you may know, there is an initiative to introduce a project browser in Drupal 10.2 or 10.3. So the site builder will be able to pick their module and theme directly from the Drupal back office. There is a lot of expectation about this initiative, so we may expect it to be successful. Because we are maintaining around 20 modules, this initiative will impact us. If we want to comply and to be reachable from the project browser, we need to add some new information into our module, a logo, a short description, and to update the categories. For the logo, this is a complicated part because there is no branding today of UI Suite. We have no color palette, we have no style, we don't have any design relative to our initiative. So before adding the logo, we will need to set together this branding. For the short non-technical description, I think we can use the one we are already adding to the info.yaml file. But before, let's discuss about the tone and the length of those description. And for categories, beware because they are changing. There is a plan today on Drupal.org to update the categories list. And this plan, it's a very good news because today the category of the module are not very clear. Me as a as a module owner, I'm always confused about which category I need to add to my description. And also as a Drupal user, I'm confused about which category I need to filter when I'm looking for a module. So with the new categories list, it will be easier. So now let's talk about UI pattern, our main module. We are working on 3 subjects, the ecosystem consolidation, library improvement, and templating features. Nothing new on the consolidation of ecosystem. About library improvement, we just merged a few minutes ago the print tag by default, as it was decided during the last meeting. So thank you, Florent, for the merge. And we have also some easy issue to deal with. And some of them can be made as soon as possible. So if you want to have a look on them and take it, feel free. About the templating features, so there is 2 subjects to be complicated. First, we need to make the tweak loop safer because now they can break if we are sending render element instead of list of render elements. So this subject is going for a long time. We have very deep discussion with the community, and also we created an issue on the Twig GitHub issue queue. We still don't know how we will fix that, but we have a few proposals. So if you want to have a look on the proposal and participate, you are welcome. For the alt class and set attribute filters, we are ready to merge. So I'm proposing to merge it at the end of this meeting, to discuss it, and if we are all okay, to merge it at the end of the meeting. Just for giving a bit of context, we want to remove as much pre-processed hook as possible into from our theme, and most of the hooks are there to add some class and attributes to the float, to the fields. And Drupal 10.1 will already provide useful filters for that. Unfortunately, those filters are not compatible with Drupal 9, and they break if you are not sending them a render array. So our proposal is to duplicate those filters on UI pattern to be fully compatible with Drupal Core, but just to make them compatible also with Drupal 9, and they don't break if you send them, for example, a string or a list of render arrays. So if you have some question, we will talk about that at the end of the meeting. So the big subject, the exciting subject is UI pattern 2.0. We branched this month a new 2.0.x branch, and we are starting to do some merge requests. Maybe someone working on this subject want to add something? Edouard, Florent?
I'm ready to merge the set attribute and that class filters. Otherwise, not a lot to add.
Okay. So if you are interested about UI pattern 2.0 emergence, you can have a look already on the ongoing merge request and the related issue. Our strategy is to not break the toner experience, never. That means a team using UI pattern built for UI pattern 1 will still work for UI pattern 2. We can break the back dev experience. This is the purpose of doing compatibility break. We may also break the seed builder experience, but let's do it gently with a notice, fallback, and updates. Because we are talking about UI pattern 2, let's also talk about single directory component in core. It was merged the 20th of April, so congratulations to the SDC team. SDC looks like a good base for UI pattern 2. First, because it's on core, and also because it's implemented slots, props, render element, template as a library, kind of the same way as UI pattern, or sometimes a bit better than UI pattern. So it would be a good idea to use it as a base for the next release. And then we can add our stuff, like the variant management, the preview and library pages, and the seed building with configurable plugins. We received a message a few hours ago from Matthew seeking to add the variant feature directly into SDC. So it may be something less to manage on your pattern level. So this is the schema I did it's just my personal opinion. Huh? It's not shared by the UI pattern team. In blue, we have the SDC layer. So our SDC as a definition class is doing discovery from the component YAML file and is exposing a component render element. With UI pattern 2.0, we are extending the SDC definition class, adding our features, and we are proposing a component tweak function with acting the same as the current pattern tweak function. But also, because we want to stay compatible with the pattern 1, we are proposing the legacy discovery with reading the UI pattern YAML file and generating UI pattern 2 definition class object. And we are still proposing the pattern tweak function and the pattern render element. I don't know if it will be possible, but keeping backward compatibility will be a wonderful feature for the UI pattern 2 release. Someone has a question? Okay, let's move on. There is a question. I can see it. Because,
it is me, Pierre. Can you go back on the schema, please? Yeah. Yes, thank you. So about your UI pattern 2.x, so even if it extends the SDC definition class, it will use the SDC component tweak function to display components in Twig?
There is no component tweak function.
Okay.
Something we need to add. That's why it's in purple.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. In purple is what we add. In gray is what we keep, and in blue is what we use from SDC.
Okay, and so and in this case, my question same, but even if we extend the SDC definition class, we will still use the component render element, even with our extended definition. Okay.
It's once again, it's my personal opinion, and I got a proposal, but I think we need to use the component render element because it's already there, and it's already dealing with slot and prop instead of field and settings.
Okay.
And we can extend it maybe.
Yeah, if we can extend with.
And when I say UI pattern definition class is extending SDC, I may talk about PHP class extension, inheritance, but it may be something else. Edouard was proposing a plugin API where a variant will be a plugin, maybe previews will be a plugin, this kind of stuff. So it can be something else than just extending the PHP class.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So we have two releases since the last meeting, one from Alexip and one from Christian. So they are now not with us today, so we will not have more information about that. But thanks to them for those releases. There is a few tickets about source plugins. So let's do a quick overview about what are the source plugins. They are defining Drupal data source which provide data we can inject to pattern field. So if you see the screenshot on the left, the source data is what is defined by the source plugin, and on the right, the destination, it's the component fields available. For example, for field formatters, the source plugins are the field role properties. We are providing the field role properties. It's very straightforward. And also the field meta properties. We are providing the label and the formatted value. That means what was formatted by the formatter. For views plugins, we have view styles with providing title and rows from the view. and view rows with providing every field from a rows when a rows is field-based. So a lot of people forget, even among the developer community, forget that those plugins exist. And they are distinct from the consumer plugins. So why do we have those plugins? Because we want to share them. We want to use one source plugin for many consumers, or we want to aggregate them using many source plugins for one consumer. So that's the idea, and that's a very good idea. But do we use that? Are you using this feature on your module? I know Edouard has split field role properties and field meta properties. So he's aggregating, but it was not mandatory, and maybe it's something we don't really need. So I have no opinion. I'm just asking the question. And then now we are splitting very strictly fields and settings. And because of that, we are relying more and more on token to map data source to pattern settings. I think you know what I'm talking about. When you are using the button pattern on a paper matter, you can, thanks to the source plugin, you can map the field label to the button label, but you need to use a token to map the field URL to the button URL. So the field builder experience is not as good as before. Can we extend the source plugins to the settings? It's something I would be very glad to talk with you during this month in the meeting. And also, UI pattern layout from the UI pattern module has no source plugin. So it appears source plugin are non-mandatory for UI pattern.
I don't know, Pierre, if you have one slide later for that source plugins issues.
No. I'm just opening subject. I'm opening subject and
okay. So let's dive a bit into it. We have an issue with source plugins on patterns that prevents them to do what you want. It's that currently source plugins only provides a list of available options, but not their values. So we have, in one hand, our source plugins like you showed with row properties or meta properties, for example, but this only gives a list of the properties or the meta properties. But if you want the values, that's each rendering plugin that's kind of hard-coded to get them. Florent shared an issue in the queue that's asking to manage that differently, because let's say you have a custom project, and for this particular project you want to inject a value into a pattern, and you'd like to define your own custom source plugin. You can do that, but you will never be able to send the value. You'll only have the new thing appearing in the lists, but never the value currently. So we have to rethink the source plugins so they provide the list and the values, and maybe we can extend that after that for giving maybe read values for slots and clean values for props.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah. And I believe it should be mandatory, because it could be really fundamental to the way datas are mapped from the outside to the inside of the patterns.
Indeed. So you want to move some logic from the consumer plugin to the source plugin.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds right to me. Okay, so maybe we can have a meeting during the month about that, or we're starting to chat on Slack and on the ticket and set a meeting if we need.
Yeah, that's okay for me.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's continue. UI Pattern text menu, no news. It's still ongoing, but it's a huge work, so no release yet. Security coverage, no news.
Sorry, just maybe, Pierre, about the UI pattern settings menu, maybe you can just tell a few words to show what it is about for people not following all the issues.
Yeah. I think I did an explanation, but it was 2 months ago. So
okay, sorry.
I can do. Okay, as you know, today, when we have a Drupal menu structure or something similar, for example, a breadcrumb structure or a pager structure, this kind of structure, with a list of items, each item has a label or a title and an URL and some attributes. We are using slots, fields, but they are not renderable. It's a data structure we are then using into loops on the template. It's not a renderable object. So we want to move them to settings, to props. And for that, we need a new UI pattern setting type, menu. So this setting type will will allow us, when we are using a pattern, to map one of the menu with the pattern prop. For example, on the left screenshot, I'm adding a block. On the block, I'm choosing the navbar pattern, and I'm picking the main navigation menu to feed the menu itself. And on the right screenshot, I'm doing the same with the administration menu. I have working demos. If someone wants a demo, I would be happy to show. It's when it will be done, it will be very useful.
So basically, it's a new setting type for UI pattern settings?
Exactly. With accepting Drupal menu structure, including breadcrumb and pager structure.
Okay, sounds nice.
Thank you. Okay, let's move on. UI style. So nothing new this month, but we have a backlog. So feel free to participate. As you've seen, there is no bug, only feature requests and tasks. So it's a nice backlog, and some subjects are exciting. So you can pick them. About the layout option, nothing new about the next step. As we said before, the issue seems to be on Drupal Core, so we will move slow this one. About UI skin, also there is nothing new. It was a quiet month, but this is normal. We go slow because it's complicated, and we want to have something right. Edouard, I answered your comment this morning. If you want to have a look, thank you for participating. And on UI example, the same. It was a quiet month. But for team, it was not that quiet because we got a new release of Bootstrap 5. Thank you, Florent. It was released yesterday. There is a lot of bugs were fixed and also many features, sorry. So this is the Alpha 7, and already there is 80 websites using the theme. And as you can see, it's only the 5 branch. So my 4 branch is not as successful. And that's normal. And we double the number of views in 1 month. So congratulations. However, don't forget, it's still alpha. And Alpha 7 will not be the last alpha release. So we may expect a few compatibility bugs. Laurent, you want to add something?
Yes, so thanks everyone. And I'm planning to onboard, I hope to onboard some developers at Smile right now, in the coming weeks. 1 or 2 about, mainly boosting UI Suite Bootstrap and also boosting UI styles if possible. About UI patterns, I think it is very complicated, and as you explained, the subjects are very deep, so maybe it is hard to onboard. But as UI style is mainly adding features, and UI Suite Bootstrap, you see directly the results of the contributions. Maybe for onboarding new people, it is easier.
Okay,
So my last pain point in UI Suite Bootstrap is the theming of to provide the generic theming of details and field sets for form elements and also render elements. I started yesterday. Maybe I forgot. No, I pushed something in work in progress. And I will see to make it something generic in that. And after that, it is adding new components, new style, utilitarian styles, etc., and mainly stuff like that. That's after that.
Yeah, and on my side, my last pain point is drop ton, and that's why I have a lot of hope for this the pattern settings, the new release, because it will fix all issue on drop ton and navbar. So I'm very excited, and I hope it will be released before the next monthly meetup. About the SFR, we got a meeting with the French government last Thursday. We explained what we were doing, we did a demo, and we shared the roadmap. It was very interesting. They were very welcoming. And we will keep in touch with them. And my hope is to have access to the official channel of the French government agency to be able to do an official announcement and a call to contributor in this channel soon. On the community level, so we didn't receive the answer for the conference yet. We are still hoping we will be accepted. Nothing new about promoting UI Suite as an official community initiative. And our Slack channel is still growing because we have reached now 113 people. So thank you. Thank you very much. Now we have time for some chat if you want, and also the merge of the new filters.
Yes, exactly. Yes. We can see that. I will share my screen if you want. So here, so I've just rebased it just at the beginning of the meeting. So now the tests should be sure. Yeah, okay. So tests are okay. It targets branch 1. So we have these attributes, the trigger sanction, and then the test. I'm okay with that. If other people want to take 5 minutes to read the merge requests, I give you the link in the Meet chat. And after that, I can merge and merge also cherry pick on the 2.x. Yes,
I'm
Edouard?
not sure it's the best time to do that live. 5 minutes, it's a bit long.
Okay.
Just did you ensure that it was not messing with Drupal 10.1 release?
I did some tests indeed, where I was switching on and off the Drupal 10.1 proposal, and also switching on and off the UI pattern proposal, and it wasn't breaking. Of course, if both are off, the filter is there's issue because filter is missing. But if both are on, only one is on, it's still compatible.
Yeah, nice. Good job.
Yeah, and I know it's a bit. It's not expected to add filters in UI pattern, but I feel confident to do an exception for this one because we, as I say, we need the Drupal 9 compatibility. It's important, and Drupal Core will not provide it. And also, we need to be able to put on every slot without breaking. And Drupal Core doesn't deal with fields or slot. It deals only with template context. So they don't care about this stuff.
So Pierre, do you want to wait a little bit for Edouard to review?
We can wait until tomorrow. Huh? There is no issue.
Okay.
But, and then anyway, we need to wait the next UI pattern release to change our theme.
Okay. Yes.
But just for information, I will be able to remove 80% of our pre-process thanks to this merge. So I'm very, very excited.
Okay. In this case, it let also the time to maybe one additional issue in UI patterns.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. After that, what do we have? Stuff. Okay. I stop sharing my screen then.
Okay. So someone has some subjects, some questions, some chit chat.
You talked earlier about the branding of UI suites. Do you have a plan about that?
No, we don't. The subject is just open now. So I know Michael already have some ideas and is talking about branding for a long time because Michael cares a lot about this kind of issue. But until now, it was not an emergency. But because we are expecting Project Browser to land in Drupal in 6 months or 1 year, this will become an emergency. Michael, do you want to take this subject again?
No, it's kind of on hold from by my side, so I will work on that next month. I will work on that to present some new information about that subject. Nico?
Yes, Nicolas.
Yeah, do you already have some people like, I don't know, graphists or designers that are working on the graphical stuffs you require for the Project Browser initiative?
No,
Like
but I can
logo.
do that. Actually, I already started to produce some logos about all the main modules of the suite. So
All right.
I can do that. I have some skills.
Okay.
But you have maybe you can introduce some people you know.
Yeah, I can introduce myself if you want. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, nice.
So we
Welcome
can do
to the
that
team.
No, well, I can help you if you require any assistance. But if you're already dealing with this, feel free.
Thank you. Thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah, work together, please.
Yeah,
We're
it would be
ready,
nice to have something constant.
we're ready to be amazed next month.
Let's chat together, Nicholas. Thank you. So if that's okay for everyone, we can maybe close the meeting. Next one will take place the 20th of June. I will send the invitation.
Thank you, Miguel.
Okay.
Okay, so see
All
you
right.
on Slack and see you next month. Thank you very much.
Thanks everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you,
See you
everyone.
next month.
Have a
Thank you.
nice day.
See you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.